Don't forget to subscribe and click the bell icon to receive future updates. Welcome everyone to a crudely thrown together episode of Bryno's Homebrews here on Bryno's World. Why crudely thrown together? Because, well, this video is a couple days late and I want to get it out there. It's also kind of important because this is the first update on the Brut IPA, which I started 2 weeks ago. For those of you who don't know, Brut IPA was a style of beer that craft breweries attempted to introduce into the market maybe 2, 3, 4 years ago. It didn't really catch on that well. A lot of people didn't like it. I mean, I even tried one. I think it was from Lagunitas or Sierra Nevada. I think the reason I didn't like it was because I had a false idea what an IPA was. I mentioned it last week, but I just think, when I think IPA, I think of a bitter beer. This was not bitter at all. Although the more I reflect on it, the more I think it was a good style. I just think it was horribly misnamed. I think maybe you just call it a Brut Ale. It's supposed to be very, very dry, no maltiness at all, and as a result, maybe little, if any, bitterness as well. Almost champagne-like. But anyway, here we are on the day when I'm supposed to rack this into the secondary. This is also kind of a moment of truth because we'll find out if the Amalyze Enzyme that I put into this did its job properly, or if there's still some residual sweetness left in this beer. Now, I admit I was going back and forth between a couple enzymes I could have used. There's Amalyze, which you put in during the mash. There's also glucoamylase, which you can put in towards the end, which will convert some residual sugars at room temperature. I went with Amalyze because that's what the folks online say, but we'll see if it did its job right now. So, without any further ado, let's dump what's in here into my little 1 gallon carboy, which I've just sanitized. Get this out of here. As my phone goes off for some stupid reason. I only had the phone out just because I want to get some alcohol readings, but... Okay, let's turn the... What's the thing called? Do not disturb mode. I don't see it here. Do not disturb. Okay. Now you be quiet. Whilst I go to work. I didn't really see a whole lot of bubbling on this one. I don't know if that's because of the low the low initial gravity, original gravity, or maybe the yeast got screwed up. I don't know, or maybe I'm going nuts over something. But anyway, we will find out what's what in a second. Well, first things first. I mean, we did proof the yeast in, so, well, I don't see a lot of stuff on the sides. Oh, I smell something like it was fermenting, so that could be a good sign. I don't know. So anyway, here we go with the pour. There is a yeasty sludge on the bottom, which is a very good sign. There would not be a yeasty sludge on the bottom if there was no fermentation going on. So again, very good sign. Another thing I love about these 1 gallon batches is that there's no crazy siphoning. You can just pour it like this. Almost done. I'm going to wait until the yeasty sludge doesn't get in here. There we go. And as you can see, there is the yeasty sludge, so it did ferment, which is good news. So now, let's get rid of the... Oh, actually, probably should have gotten rid of the funnel. But let's not worry about that. I'm going to pour a tiny bit here to get a gravity reading. This, again, will be very, very critical. Alright. Color, let's take a look at this. The color, it's kind of a, I'd say it's, I would call it a good color for an IPA. I mean, for the so-called Brut IPA that's not very malty, not very hoppy either. I would have maybe thought maybe a clear thing, something that's kind of champagne kind of feel to it should be maybe clearer than this, but I put in some caramel malt for the color, so my fault really. But anyway, let's put that there. Lost my airlock, so let's readjust that. There's that. Now let's pop it here. So there we go. Our secondary is fully functional now. But now let's get the very important gravity reading and see if the Amalyze did what we wanted it to do. I'm really nervous about this. So, if it worked and we're lucky, this hydrometer will show a reading of around 1, hopefully maybe a teeny bit less. This is where I'm worried. So anyway, fingers crossed that this works. Here we go. Not quite, no. It did not do its job, I don't think, or at least it did not do what I was hoping it would do. The gravity is at 1.008, which means there is a little bit of sweetness left, which means it did not ferment completely, which means the brut aspect of this is a failure. Let me get a double check on the reading. Or maybe it's not, I can't remember. I don't know what the expected, another check. 1.00, I'll call it 1.008. Get this out. I'll rinse that later. Get the temperature reading. 67.2 degrees. I'm going to venture a guess that the adjusted gravity is going to be 1.009. Go away, you stupid notification. I don't care about Facebook yet. 1.008, 67.2, calibration at 60. Yep, 1.009. Not a good sign. Which means the current gravity, the current alcohol of this beer is 1.052 was the original, 1.009 was the final, 5.6% ABV. The amount of alcohol isn't really my concern. My big concern was getting all the sugars to ferment, which using the Amalyze was supposed to do. But obviously it did not. Like I said before, there's another enzyme out there that works at room temperature called glucoamylase, which I think I'm going to try this again. I'm going to keep fermenting this beer through and drink it because, well, it's drinkable, so why not? I'm not sure what style of beer this would be, though. Just a regular ale or amber ale? I don't know. I'm very disappointed, though, but oh well. As they say, you live and you learn. So Amalyze was not the right enzyme to use, or maybe it was. Next time, I think I'll use both a combination of Amalyze and glucoamylase. I think the glucoamylase will help again since it's fermenting at room temperature, whatever. But anyway, I'm going to drown my sorrows by tasting this. Open this, get this, pour this, and then, against my diet, drink this. Cheers. Not tasting much of anything, really. Not getting much maltiness, but again, maybe that is the Amalyze working, but I don't get that champagne-like or dry wine feel that I got with that other Brut IPA. It's beer. I'd just say it's unremarkable. Although it is only 2 weeks old, so maybe a little more time in the secondary will refine it a little bit. Though I'm not sure how long I'm going to wait. I mean, 2 weeks from now is normally when I would do this, but that's the day I'm going to be doing a live stream since it's the end of the month. So I might just wait 3 or so weeks until this gets to I taste this. So that's what I'll do. 3 weeks I'll taste this, and in 2 weeks my live stream. What I do next week, who knows, if anything. Well, on that disappointing note, that'll do it for another episode of Bryno's Homebrews here on Bryno's World. Thank you for watching. If you've got ideas for beers I can make on this show or anything else I can cook, leave the comment down below. Otherwise, don't forget to like the video, share it with your friends, subscribe if you haven't already, click the bell icon wherever the crap it is to be first to be notified of future videos, and click the all videos option. Once again, thanks for watching, and have yourself a good one.